DynamicCardStore.com to get the cards. Icons, legends aiming at the stars. Hursty at checkout to save your points. Now your bank account won't be staying empty. DynamicCardStore.com. Use code Hursty. Go on.
Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to another FIFA 21 starter squad concept build. Now today we are looking at the Bundesliga and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video. I think this team looks pretty darn good. There's a couple of I'm going to say obvious players if you've seen the full database that I've left out, and that's purely because I think their prices will be quite expensive, and I'm trying to work this with the idea of there being quite a budget. People not spending money on the game. I'm not going to spend money on the game, so you have to kind of work to build those coins yourself. So you're not going to be able to go out and get these big players straight off the bat. So I can tell you guys right now, Emre Can is not in this team. Klostermann is not in this team. Mukiele not in this team. There's one player here that maybe slightly goes out of the budget side of things, and that's purely because there's one position in the Bundesliga that, at least with the players we've been shown, because we've only got the first, the top 1,000 players at the moment, that I can't get somebody better in that position on a budget. The players that are there otherwise are just bad. So I've had to just go with the players that I can actually get into the team and I think are decent looking players. There's one position, again, I'll tell you who it is when we get there, that I think looks a little bit possibly out of the price range here. But regardless, let's get into this video. As I said with the Premier League one, the goalkeeper situation is a bit of a guess. So I've gone with Ulreich just because 79 rated, decent-ish looking stats. I kind of mainly look at reflexes and diving. He's got 79 diving and 84 reflexes. So I thought, you know what? I'll go with Ulreich just because, I don't know, he doesn't look awful. And again, goalkeepers is guesswork until you actually play the game. I haven't played the game, so I have to guess as to who's going to be good. So I've gone with Ulreich as my guess. Yeah, he just looks like a decent stuff for a keeper. I think he's 6'4", so that's pretty darn good in my opinion as well. At right back, left back. This is definitely left back. I've gone with Gunter. Now, I think Gunter looks like a decent little card. 82 physicality and 84 pace for me kind of just jumped out, and I thought, that's pretty decent. I think 84 pace is just slightly low enough that loads of people aren't going to go, oh my god, he's going to be amazing, and just jump on that bandwagon of this guy's going to be overpowered. But I think a lot of people will sleep on the fact he's got 82 physicality, which looks insane. The defense and dribbling and everything, maybe a tad low, but I think if you just boost that defense a little bit, maybe you know, if you get an anchor if they're not crazy expensive, or you could just go with a sentinel or a backbone, just start up the passing a little bit as well. If 84 pace ends up being enough, then this guy could be a really good cheap start to your ultimate team, and something like a backbone, boost that passing and defense. You're doing absolute bits. Obviously the physicality goes up a bit as well. That is what it is. Left centre back, I've gone with someone that probably a lot of people are going to look to get in their starter Bundesliga teams, and that is Kanate, who looks like an absolute sauce box, mate. 74 pace for a centre back, beautiful stuff. 80 defense and 78 physicality. I love that. I absolutely love that. I think this card looks very good. Also be very good for hybrid. So if you're looking to get yourself into a little bit of a hybrid, Kanate could be an absolute beast. I also mentioned Mukiele earlier. For those who don't know, Mukiele is actually now a right back card. So him and Kanate get a perfect link, and you've got loads of options from there. So just to throw that one out there, just for people if you want to know that. But I think Kanate looks like he's going to be in that, again, that middle range of not crazy expensive, but also not discard value. I think if you've got the 3-day early access, good time to pick him up will be then. If you can pick him up nice and early, I think his price will go up on the 9th. He's one of those kind of players for me. But instead of the what I'm assuming most people would expect of Klostermann, I've gone with someone who I think will be a little bit cheaper in Beata. Now, Klostermann does look like an absolute beast. For those who haven't seen Klostermann's card, I'm just going to pop it here so you guys can see it. Look, this is a ridiculously good card. 84 pace, good defense, good dribbling, incredible defense and great physicality. He looks like an absolute beast, and I think he will be very expensive because of that, which is why I've left him out, and it's why I've gone with Beata. A little bit slower, but 71 pace is still phenomenal for a centre back. Let's not forget that. 77 defense is okay. 83 physicality, again, very physical. Kind of like the Gunter situation here. Not the best defense, but incredible physicality. And to be fair, I don't think that defense is bad. I think that's still a good defense. So I think this guy could be a very good person to start off in your team with. And the fact that you've got two slightly quicker centre-backs and the first fullback isn't the quickest, I think it's going to be a good start. I really do think it'll be a good start. So I think that's a really nice little back three so far. And to finish it off, I've gone with someone. So again, I said I'm not going for Mukiele because I think a lot of people will go for Mukiele and that will inflate his price. So I've gone with someone who I think is still incredibly good looking in regards to his card just being incredibly good. But Mbabu, I don't think will get quite as much hype purely because of the amount of hype around Mukiele. That's the whole reason I'm going for him. He's gone down to a 79, slightly baffled by that, but we'll go with it. 89 pace, which is fantastic for a right back anyway. Good physicality, good defence, very good dribbling as well for a fullback. So realistically, I think this back four looks very good. It's a very strong back four. The lowest physicality being 78. And defensively as well, they've got very good defensive stats. You know, 77 and 80 in the centre-backs and then 73 and 74 in the fullbacks. That's not bad at all. I think realistically, you're looking at a good back line here. And I think there's no strong links, so this isn't like a good place to sort of, you know, hybrid off into a team. But realistically, I do think this is a good little squad. Now, I mentioned earlier there's no Emre Can, so I've gone with his teammate who is equally, well, not quite equally, but very impressive looking, and that is Delaney. I think Delaney looks like he's going to be a very good centre mid. Again, it could be a slight pinch of salt with this one because he could be inflated a little bit because of the Emre Can situation, the fact that Emre Can looks like such a good card. And I have to say, Delaney himself does look like a very good card too. So Delaney could be slightly inflated in price. If you've got the 3-day early access, I think picking him and Emre Can up as quick as you can could be a good shout if you want to save yourself some coins, or of course make yourself some coins. But I think Delaney looks really good, and definitely a card I'm looking forward to trying out if I end up going towards the Bundesliga sort of route as well. But yeah, I think he looks like a real good little player. You know, great defensive physicality. I can't say much more about this card. He's just very good. On the left-hand side, I've gone with Talisso, because Talisso, again, a sort of CDM situation. You know, you sort of have your two more defensive midfielders for me. But this guy's kind of box-to-box, so I realistically think this guy could be a fantastic box-to-box. And because he doesn't have any big standout stats, maybe that will help his card go a little bit under the radar and maybe just be that little bit cheaper. Obviously, going down from an 83 to an 80, so big ripperino for Talisso. But his card looks very good. It just looks very like box to box. I literally can't word it anything different than that, I don't think. Just box to box. Very good at going back, very good at going forward. I'm really looking forward to trying his card out. And to finish off the midfield three, I've gone with Kunya, who gets that link to Beata. It's our first green link of the entire team so far. But again, just a good-looking cam. 79 pace, 79 shooting, not bad. 83 dribbling, fantastic. Decent passing, decent physicality for a cam as well. You don't get too many physical cams. So I think this guy looks like a really good option. And that midfield three, I think, just kind of complements each other. CDM, box-to-box cam. I think that's just kind of going to work, in my opinion. But yeah, I think this guy looks really good and just finishes off that midfield perfectly. Like I said, one of each sort of player that you kind of want. I'm going to start with the left mid. I think this guy looks one of the most overpowered cards in this team. Durm looks incredible. Durm's card just looks ridiculous. 84 pace, not bad. 80 shooting for a winger, phenomenal. 80 dribbling, great. 70 passing, decent. 77 physical, beefy boy. I'm very excited for this card. This card looks really good. He looked really good at the start of 20, and he looks really good at the start of 21. Obviously moving to the left wing now instead of being a striker, which is interesting, but I think Durm just looks like an absolute sauce box. I think he's going to be a really good card. I'm looking forward to trying him out. Obviously a good strong link to Talisso. It's a shame that Mukiele is a right back, not a left back. Obviously that's clearly where he's played in real life, so you can't do anything about that. But otherwise that sort of would be a great little like all French Bundesliga side. That'd be a phenomenal little team to start off with. But regardless, I think he looks really good. Him and Talisso I could expect to see in quite a few teams just because of that strong link. But I'm going to go with the striker. We're going with Rashika here, who is a very nice looking card. Obviously he's a centre forward, but obviously you either convert him up to striker or just play him with a manager to get him to 10. But 88 pace, 83 dribbling, which is great. 79 shooting, which again for a start team is not the end of the world. That's decent. If you wanted to be really picky, again, I think I said this for the Premier League one with the striker I picked there. A Deadeye just kind of finishes this card off, gives him like mid to high 80s in shooting. Just boosts that passing up to like 80 as well. So I think it's a really nice looking card. It's very versatile. Deadeye normally isn't that expensive, so that's kind of one of the reasons I thought I'll pick a card that chem style works on really well and doesn't really boost the price of. But he looks like an absolute beast. And the right mid, now this is where it gets expensive because I'm going to click on this one. You can see the right mids here we've got the options of. Now, there aren't many right mids here that look at all good, really, in my opinion. They've mugged off these two for sure with their pace, but obviously they're also not budget. Herman looks awful. Stefan looks a bit meh, a bit average. If you were to go with a budget, real budget, I'd probably recommend Stefan because he looks a little bit all-rounded, but just looks a little bit naff for a winger. And these two just look dreadful. So I went with Bellarabi, purely because Bellarabi is like the first one out of like ratings and probably price to look decent. I think he looks good. The fact he's got 90 pace and those other wingers like, you know, like the Sancho, like the Gnabry, like the Thorgan Hazard have got less than like 85, it could really bring up Bellarabi's price. So like I said, if Bellarabi ends up being really pricey, go with Stefan, I think, has got to be the option. Like, I don't see much of a choice otherwise, sadly, just because of how naff the rest of them look. They just look really, really bad. So Bellarabi, pinch of salt, because I think he will be a little bit expensive, but sadly there was not too much I could do about it, purely because the others looked awful. But that's my Bundesliga start team. Hopefully you guys agree that it looks half decent and good for a budget. So if you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. It'd be greatly appreciated if you do drop that like. Of course, if you're new to the channel, hit that sub button and make sure you turn on notifications to be told anytime that we upload a video or indeed go live with a live stream. For now, guys, I want to say massive thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands. In a bit.
What? Nah, his name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, or say hello. Entertain ya, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty games, yeah, you already know. Hursty.